Welcome to Midnight Stories, exploring the unsolved mysteries iceberg. Welcome to Midnight Stories, where we plunge into the chilling depths of the unsolved mysteries iceberg. Join us as we unravel mysterious horror and true unsolved stories that defy explanation. From ghostly apparitions to baffling disappearances, each tale will keep you on the edge of your seat. Settle in for an hour of spine-tingling accounts that will leave you questioning reality. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to embark on this eerie journey with us. Stay vigilant, stay curious. Oumuamua, the first known interstellar object to pass through our solar system, has fascinated scientists and the public since its discovery in October 2017. Its name, Hawaiian for scout or messenger from afar arriving first, reflects its enigmatic nature. Discovered by astronomers using the Pan-STARRS 1 telescope in Hawaii, Oumuamua is notable for its elongated, cigar-like shape, approximately 800 meters long and 80 meters wide. Unlike typical asteroids and comets, it was moving too fast to be bound by the sun's gravity, indicating an interstellar origin. Its hyperbolic trajectory suggests it came from outside our solar system. There are several theories about its origin. One theory suggests that Oumuamua is a fragment of a larger body that was ejected from its home star system. Its elongated shape could result from a violent event, such as a collision or a close encounter with a massive object. Another theory proposes that it might be an interstellar comet. However, Oumuamua showed no signs of a cometary coma, a cloud of gas and dust, as it approached the sun, though some outgassing might have occurred to explain its slight acceleration. A more controversial theory, popularized by Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb, suggests that Oumuamua could be an artificial object, possibly a light sail sent by an advanced civilization. This idea is based on its unusual acceleration and lack of typical cometary features. Another hypothesis posits that Oumuamua might be a fragment from a planet or a moon that was torn apart by gravitational forces near its star, explaining its unusual shape and lack of outgassing. Oumuamua's rotation is unusual, causing it to tumble through space rather than spin smoothly, complicating understanding its dynamics and origin. Observations indicated that Oumuamua has high reflectivity, suggesting a metallic or rocky surface, but its exact composition remains unknown. Unlike typical comets, Oumuamua did not emit any detectable dust or gas, making it difficult to classify it definitively as a comet or asteroid. Since Oumuamua is now beyond the reach of current telescopes, future observations rely on finding more interstellar objects to provide additional data to help understand objects like Oumuamua. Some proposed missions aim to launch probes capable of intercepting and studying future interstellar objects, which could provide direct insights into their properties and origins. Oumuamua remains an enigma, with its origin and nature still a topic of active research and debate. Its discovery has opened a new field of study in astronomy, highlighting the need for continued observation and exploration of interstellar objects passing through our solar system. On September 29, 2019, a commuter train crashed into the Hoboken train terminal in New Jersey at high speed, killing one person and injuring 114 others. The train's engineer claimed to have no memory of the moments leading up to the crash. The investigation is ongoing, with sleep apnea being considered as a possible cause. Adding to the mystery, 2 days before the accident, an emergency alert message was broadcast on a TV channel in upstate New York. The message read, "Civil authorities have issued a hazardous materials warning for the United States. Effective until September 29, 2:16 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Could you? On a train? Wait for further instructions." This eerie coincidence led to speculation and conspiracy theories. After some investigation, an explanation emerged. A software developer had been testing the emergency message system using Dr. Seuss quotes and accidentally sent the messages to TV channels nationwide, not just in New York as initially reported. Despite the clarification, conspiracy theorists remain unconvinced, suggesting the train crash was planned and the EMS alert was a warning. However, these theories lack plausible explanations for why the government or any other entity would want to crash a train or warn people of such a plan. Ultimately, it seems most likely that this was a spooky coincidence and nothing more. In the early 1930s, William Beebe, along with bathysphere engineer Otis Barton, descended into the ocean's depths in a bathysphere to observe the terrifying nightmare fish that dwell there. As far as we know, they were the first humans to set eyes on that spooky realm. During his explorations, Beebe reported seeing several species of large deep-sea fish that have never been seen again. He gave these creatures names that sound like world bosses in an MMORPG: the abyssal rainbow gar, the pallid sailfin, the five-line constellation fish, and so on. In addition to presumably dropping excellent loot, these deep-water creatures are considered some of the more credible popular cryptids, suggesting a decent chance they're real and not just a result of someone misidentifying a known species. At least, that's the common assumption. I was surprised to find that most commentators, even sober scientific ones, tend to assume Beebe's fishes were distinct species, not misidentified ones known to science under different names. This might be giving Beebe and Barton a bit too much credit. The bathysphere expeditions involved peering into pitch-black water through tiny, thick windows, aided by 1930s-era electric lights. Under those conditions, it's surprising they saw anything at all, let alone accurately described what swam past. It's also a stretch to believe the very first deep-sea explorers happened to encounter unique species no one else has seen in nearly 90 years. Still, it's true that there's a lot of ocean down there, and I'm certainly not going down myself to check. Maybe Beebe's enigmatic aquatic pals were real after all. The Baltic Sea anomaly is an underwater formation discovered in June 2011 by the Swedish Ocean X diving team using sonar technology. Located on the floor of the northern Baltic Sea, the anomaly has intrigued researchers and the public due to its unusual appearance and mysterious origins. The sonar images revealed a large, circular object approximately 60 meters in diameter with unusual features, including straight lines and right angles that give it a somewhat artificial appearance. The structure also has a tail-like feature stretching out behind it, about 300 meters long. Several theories have been proposed to explain the anomaly. One theory suggests it is a natural formation, possibly a glacial deposit from the Ice Age when glaciers carved out and deposited various rock formations. Another natural explanation is that it consists of basalt columns, which can form under certain volcanic conditions and might explain the geometric features. Other theories propose it is a human-made object, such as the remains of a sunken ship or a World War II-era anti-submarine device. Some speculate it could be an ancient structure from a lost civilization, although there is little evidence to support this. The most sensational theory suggests it is a crashed UFO, an idea stemming from the object's unusual shape and the perception that it appears artificial. However, there is no substantial evidence to support this claim. Multiple diving expeditions have been conducted to gather more data. Divers reported that the object appears to be made of stone and has a thick layer of sediment covering it. Samples taken from the site included various types of rocks, which some analyses suggested were common in the Baltic region. Some reports from the site mention unexplained magnetic disturbances, but these observations are inconclusive and could be due to natural mineral deposits. The Baltic Sea anomaly remains a mystery, primarily due to the limited accessibility and the challenges of underwater research. While the most likely explanations point towards a natural geological formation, the intriguing sonar images and the unique shape of the anomaly continue to fuel speculation and interest. Further scientific investigation and advanced technology might eventually provide more definitive answers about the origin and nature of this enigmatic underwater feature. The black-eyed children mystery involves eerie reports of children with entirely black eyes who appear on doorsteps or approach people in cars, asking for help or entry. The phenomenon first gained widespread attention in the late 1990s, particularly after a 1996 posting written by journalist Brian Bethel, who recounted his own unsettling encounter with two such children in Abilene, Texas. These children are usually described as having pale skin, black eyes without any white showing, and a demeanor that is both unsettling and unnerving. They often wear outdated or plain clothing and speak in a manner that is unusually mature for their apparent age. Common elements of these encounters include the children requesting to be let inside a home or car, often with an inexplicable sense of urgency. Victims report an overwhelming sense of dread or fear when interacting with these children. Several theories attempt to explain the black-eyed children phenomenon. Some believe these children are extraterrestrial beings, hybrids, or even demons attempting to lure humans into dangerous situations. Others suggest they could be ghosts or interdimensional beings. Skeptics argue that these encounters are likely urban legends or psychological phenomena influenced by suggestion and fear. Despite numerous reports and stories circulating on the internet and in media, there is no concrete evidence to support the existence of black-eyed children. Many accounts are anecdotal and lack verifiable details, often relying on second-hand stories and the power of suggestion. This has led many to believe that the phenomenon is purely a modern folklore or mass hysteria. The mystery of black-eyed children remains unsolved, blending elements of horror, supernatural lore, and the power of internet storytelling. Whether they are real entities or a creation of collective imagination, the stories continue to intrigue and terrify those who hear them. The Beast of Bodmin Moor is a mysterious creature reported to inhabit Bodmin Moor in Cornwall, England. Sightings of the beast, often described as a large, black panther-like cat, date back to the 1970s and have sparked considerable debate and intrigue. Witnesses describe the animal as sleek, muscular, and capable of leaping great distances. It is often seen preying on livestock, particularly sheep, which has led to speculation that it is a large predatory cat that somehow ended up in the wilds of Cornwall. Numerous theories attempt to explain the presence of the Beast of Bodmin Moor. One popular theory suggests that the animal is a descendant of exotic pets released into the wild. In the 1970s and 1980s, it was relatively common for people in the UK to keep exotic pets, and changes in the law may have led to the release of these animals. Another theory posits that the beast could be an undiscovered species of big cat that has adapted to the moorland environment. Despite the many reported sightings and even alleged photographs and video footage, concrete evidence of the Beast of Bodmin Moor remains elusive. In 1995, the UK government conducted an official investigation into the sightings. The investigation concluded that there was no verifiable evidence of a big cat on Bodmin Moor, although it did not rule out the possibility entirely. In the same year, a boy found a large cat skull in the River Fowey, but experts later determined that it was likely part of a discarded imported leopard skin rug. Skeptics argue that many sightings of the Beast of Bodmin Moor can be attributed to misidentifications of common animals, such as large domestic cats or dogs. Additionally, the power of suggestion and local folklore may play significant roles in perpetuating the legend. However, the persistence and consistency of eyewitness reports continue to fuel belief in the existence of the beast. The disappearance of Amy Lynn Bradley is a perplexing missing persons case. In March 1998, Amy, aged 23, vanished from the Royal Caribbean cruise ship Rhapsody of the Seas while it was sailing to Curacao. It's not uncommon for people to go missing from cruise ships, a fact that cruise lines are reluctant to discuss. Typically, the explanation involves the person ending up in the ocean, whether by accident, by choice, or due to foul play. Given the speed and maneuverability of cruise ships, the chances of rescuing someone who goes overboard are slim, even if the alarm is raised immediately. The circumstances surrounding Amy's disappearance, however, have led many to theorize that something more unusual occurred. Amy was last seen sleeping on the balcony of the cabin she shared with her brother. Her disappearance was noticed shortly afterward. Amy's family believed she had been kidnapped and wanted the upcoming disembarkation at Curacao halted so the ship could be searched, but the crew denied this request. Various oddities compounded the situation: strange attention from ship staff, photos of Amy not appearing in the onboard picture gallery shop, and alleged sightings of Amy in a Curacao brothel and with two men, leading to the theory that she had been trafficked into sexual slavery, potentially with the involvement of cruise line staff. Despite these theories, the human trafficking angle seems implausible. Amy was last seen on the balcony of a room occupied by others, meaning she would have had to leave the cabin or the kidnappers would have had to enter without waking anyone, both unlikely scenarios. If she was last seen on a balcony, the most obvious exit was over the balcony. The strange behavior of the crew also has more mundane explanations. The captain likely had practical reasons for not wanting to halt disembarkation, unrelated to any trafficking conspiracy. The attention from the staff could be attributed to inappropriate interest, which, while against the rules, is not uncommon on cruise ships. The missing photos could have been removed by a staff member out of respect. The reported sightings of Amy lack credible evidence. The brothel sighting was revealed years later by a retired naval officer who claimed he didn't come forward earlier to avoid jeopardizing his career. Other sightings could easily be cases of misidentification or fabrications. Investigators dismissed the woman overboard theory, citing Amy's swimming abilities and the absence of her body. However, being a strong swimmer matters little in open water far from land. Many factors could explain why her body was never found. She might have hit her head and been unconscious when she entered the water, a shark could have taken her, or she might have drifted further than expected. Additionally, search efforts might have simply missed her. In conclusion, there is no concrete evidence that Amy ever left the Rhapsody of the Seas after it docked at Curacao. Unless her body is still on board, the most viable explanation remains that she tragically went overboard. The D.B. Cooper case, originating in 1971, stands as a remarkable tale of audacity and mystery in aviation history. D.B. Cooper, an alias used by the unidentified hijacker, commandeered a Northwest Orient Airlines flight en route from Portland to Seattle. During the flight, he handed a note to a flight attendant claiming he had a bomb and demanded $200,000 in ransom money and 4 parachutes. After landing in Seattle, he released the passengers in exchange for the ransom and parachutes, keeping several crew members on board. Cooper then instructed the plane to take off again, heading south toward Mexico City. During the flight, he lowered the rear stairs of the Boeing 727 and, with the money and parachutes, leaped into the stormy night sky over the remote wilderness of the Pacific Northwest. This daring act was followed by an extensive search operation, but neither Cooper nor any conclusive evidence of his fate was ever found. In 1980, a young boy discovered a portion of the ransom money buried along the Columbia River, adding a tantalizing but inconclusive twist to the mystery. Despite numerous investigations and the examination of various suspects, no definitive proof of Cooper's identity or fate has emerged. The case remains one of the FBI's most enduring unsolved cases. The speculation surrounding D.B. Cooper's disappearance includes theories ranging from his death upon impact to successful evasion and hiding. Critics of the survival theory argue that parachuting into a rugged, wooded area in adverse weather conditions at night would have posed significant challenges even to an experienced skydiver. Moreover, skeptics question whether Cooper, assuming he survived the jump, could have evaded detection for so long without leaving a trace or being reported missing by friends or family. The absence of a credible posthumous confession or verifiable evidence has left the D.B. Cooper case mired in conjecture and fascination. While occasional leads and suspects surface, none have withstood rigorous scrutiny. Without new breakthroughs or evidence, it seems improbable that the mystery of D.B. Cooper will ever be definitively solved. Nonetheless, the enduring intrigue and speculation surrounding the case continue to make it a captivating and enduring story in American criminal lore. The Southern Television broadcast interruption of 1977 remains a fascinating and somewhat whimsical case of broadcast hijacking in England. During a routine news broadcast on ITV, an unknown individual or group managed to override the transmission for approximately 6 minutes. In that brief but surreal window, viewers were greeted not by the expected news updates but by a message purportedly from an alien entity named Vrillin, claiming to represent the Ashta Galactic Command. Vrillin's message conveyed a typical theme of New Age and UFO mythology of the time, urging humanity to abandon nuclear weapons, embrace peace, and prepare for an enlightened era associated with the Age of Aquarius. The interruption was a blend of unusual content and quirky presentation, embodying a more innocent and hopeful era of countercultural ideals. Despite efforts to trace the source and identify those responsible, the perpetrators were never caught. Given the technological advancements since 1977, Particularly in digital broadcast security, such hijackings are now largely considered impossible or highly improbable. This fact adds to the mystique of the Southern Television incident, as it stands as a relic of a time when such feats of media manipulation were feasible. While the interruption itself was more of a prank than a serious political statement or revelation, it remains a notable event in the history of media disruptions. In retrospect, one might wish that those capable of such feats had utilized their platform for more substantial or thought-provoking content rather than random or whimsical messages. Nonetheless, the incident continues to intrigue those interested in the intersection of technology, media, and the unusual aspects of popular culture. The case of Shauna Maynard and its eerie connection to a disturbing incident on 4chan/b/board in 2015 underscores the unsettling overlap between online anonymity and real-world tragedies. Shauna Maynard was only 17 years old when she was murdered in 1998, and despite extensive efforts, her killer was never identified, leaving her case unsolved and eventually consigned to the cold case files. Fast forward to 2015, nearly 2 decades later, when a user on 4chan's notorious /b/board claimed to have committed multiple murders of women. In a twisted game, the anonymous poster challenged the users to guess the names of his alleged victims. If they guessed correctly, he promised to upload photos of the victim's aftermath and disclose the location of an undiscovered body. This grotesque interaction quickly gained attention as users on the board began guessing names. Shockingly, they correctly identified Shauna Maynard based on a photograph from her high school yearbook that the anonymous poster had provided. True to his word, the poster uploaded disturbing images purportedly showing the aftermath of his crimes. The reaction on 4chan was predictably chaotic and divided. Some users initially dismissed the entire scenario as a sick prank or hoax, while others took it deadly seriously, prompting a flurry of reports to law enforcement agencies, including the FBI. The situation was exacerbated by the graphic nature of the photos and the uncertainty surrounding their authenticity. Despite the fervent speculation and public outcry, the FBI eventually concluded that the post was likely a hoax. They cited significant discrepancies between the photos and the known details of Shauna Maynard's case, including the condition of her body and the circumstances of her murder. This left lingering questions about the origin of the disturbing images. If the woman in the photos wasn't Shauna Maynard, then who was she? Were there other victims depicted in the photos, and where did those images come from? The incident serves as a stark reminder of the darker side of internet communities, where anonymity can blur the lines between reality and fiction, often with chilling consequences. It also highlights the challenges law enforcement faces in navigating such digital mysteries, where truth and deception can be difficult to discern amidst the chaos of online forums. As Shauna Maynard's case remains unsolved, the unsettling legacy of her tragic story persists, intertwined with the disturbing events that unfolded on 4chan years later. The Zodiac Killer is a figure shrouded in mystery and intrigue, known for a series of chilling murders in the San Francisco Bay Area during the late 1960s. Despite the passage of over 5 decades, the killer's true identity remains elusive, making the case one of the most enduring and perplexing in American criminal history. What sets the Zodiac Killer apart from other notorious serial murderers is not the sheer number of victims, there were relatively few, but rather the audacity and theatricality with which the crimes were committed. Instead of targeting victims in remote or secluded locations, the Zodiac struck in public places, often in broad daylight. His choice of victims seemed random, ranging from young couples enjoying the solitude of lovers' lanes to lone individuals going about their daily routines. The Zodiac's crimes were marked by their sudden violence. He would approach his victims, typically armed with a handgun or knife, and swiftly carry out the murder. This contrasts sharply with the prolonged tortures inflicted by some of history's other infamous serial killers. Yet, it was not just the murders themselves that captured public attention, it was the killer's brazen communication with the media and law enforcement that truly set him apart. Central to the Zodiac's infamy were the cryptic ciphers and letters sent to local newspapers, including the San Francisco Chronicle. These missives were laden with bizarre symbols and messages, some of which were encoded in complex ciphers. The Zodiac claimed these ciphers contained his identity, yet only a few have been deciphered, none of which have definitively unmasked the killer. Moreover, the Zodiac killer adopted a persona akin to a character from fiction, a masked villain or a mysterious antagonist, by donning a distinctive hooded costume during at least one of his attacks. This theatricality, combined with the cryptic messages, fueled speculation and fear, turning the Zodiac into a symbol of terror during a time of social upheaval and cultural change in America. Despite numerous suspects over the years and intense investigative efforts by law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, the Zodiac's identity remains unknown. Recent advancements in forensic science, particularly familial DNA analysis, have offered hope of a breakthrough. This method, successfully used in other cold cases, involves comparing crime scene DNA with genetic databases to identify potential relatives of the suspect. However, despite initial optimism and the occasional surge of media attention surrounding new suspects, the case remains unsolved. The enduring fascination with the Zodiac killer persists not only due to the brutal nature of the crimes, but also because of the tantalizing possibility that the killer's identity might one day be revealed. The case continues to attract amateur sleuths, professional investigators, and true crime enthusiasts alike, all eager to unravel the mystery behind one of America's most elusive criminals. As we look to the future, the hope remains that advances in technology or a fortunate break in the case will finally provide closure to the victims' families and bring justice for the lives tragically cut short by the Zodiac killer's reign of terror. Until then, the quest for answers continues, ensuring that the enigma of the Zodiac killer endures as a haunting reminder of unresolved evil in our midst. Mantis Man is a legendary creature that has gained attention in the realm of cryptozoology, particularly in the folklore surrounding New Jersey. According to tales, Mantis Man is described as a towering figure, standing at about 7 feet tall, with the appearance of a giant praying mantis. Sightings purportedly occur near a specific river in New Jersey, adding to the local lore and fascination with the creature. The appeal of Mantis Man lies in its fantastical nature, the blending of a humanoid form with that of a giant insect, creating an eerie and intriguing figure. The name itself, Mantis Man, evokes a sense of mystery and excitement, adding to the allure of the legend. Belief in creatures like Mantis Man often stems from a combination of local folklore, eyewitness accounts, however anecdotal, and the human fascination with mythical beings and urban legends. While skeptics may dismiss such stories as imaginative tales or misinterpretations of natural phenomena, enthusiasts of cryptozoology embrace them as part of a broader exploration into unknown or hidden creatures. Whether Mantis Man exists as a physical entity or remains solely within the realm of folklore and myth, its legend continues to captivate imaginations and spark debates among believers and skeptics alike. For those who embrace the idea of Mantis Man, it represents a thrilling possibility of encountering something extraordinary in the natural world, blending the boundaries between reality and imagination. Celine Delgado's tale is a modern internet enigma that draws intrigue from its blend of mystery, urban legend, and the digital age's ability to amplify and distort narratives. At the heart of this mystery is a segment that aired on Mexican television in the 1990s, featuring a young woman named Celine Delgado. However, despite extensive efforts by curious individuals to uncover any trace of her existence outside of this televised appearance, no verifiable records or corroborating information has surfaced. The absence of Celine Delgado from public records and missing persons databases has fueled various theories about her origin and existence. One prevailing theory is that she might have been a fictional creation, either as part of a scripted television segment or an artistic project that blurred the boundaries between reality and fiction. Such creations are not uncommon in media, where narratives are crafted for entertainment or artistic purposes, sometimes blurring lines with reality unintentionally. However, there remains a single photograph purportedly depicting Celine Delgado, which serves as the primary tangible evidence of her existence. This photo, while raising some eyebrows due to its staged appearance with a stark white background and an enigmatic expression, has not been definitively proven to be fabricated. It stands as a solitary artifact amidst a sea of questions about Celine's true identity and the circumstances surrounding her appearance on television. The mystery deepens as Celine Delgado has been intertwined with internet culture, becoming the subject of unsettling memes and urban legends. This transformation, often into a figure associated with horror or morbid curiosity, overlooks the human aspect of her potential story, a young woman whose identity, if real, may have been tragically obscured or erased by time and circumstance. The fascination with Celine Delgado underscores broader questions about the nature of truth and fiction in the digital age. In an era where information can be manipulated and narratives can take on a life of their own online, separating fact from fiction becomes increasingly challenging. Celine's story serves as a poignant example of how a mysterious figure can capture collective imagination and provoke speculation, even as the true details of her life remain elusive. As interest in Celine Delgado persists, so too does the hope that new information or insights may one day shed light on her identity and unravel the enigma that surrounds her. Until then, she remains a haunting symbol of the mysteries that linger on the fringes of our understanding, waiting to be uncovered or forever lost to the annals of internet folklore. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the Unsolved Mysteries Iceberg. We hope these tales of mysterious horror and true unsolved stories have kept you captivated. Remember to like, comment, and share your thoughts on these enigmatic tales. Stay tuned for more spine-tingling midnight stories. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss an episode of Chilling Mysteries. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the unknown. Stay spooky, my friends. Good night.